Your business needs a great story. Oh, not for your marketing, but for your pricing. This is the Small Business Advantage presented by Horicon Bank. I'm Pat Miller. Now, you need a great story for your marketing. We all know that. But a great story can also help you set a price, and a higher one at that, because you can specialize for a very specific client and become the only solution for them. And when you do that, you're going to get clients faster and you're going to make more money. Recently, I had the chance to interview Seth Godin, 22 times best-selling author, one of the thought leaders I look up to. He was the keynote speaker at the Small Business Owners Community Virtual Summit presented by Horicon Bank. And here's how he explains the concept. Listen to him, and then I'll give you an example of how you can apply it.
If you got an edict from above and it said you had to raise your prices 10x, what would you do to what you offer so that you could do that with a straight face? How would you change what's on offer so that it was obviously worth 10 times what you're charging? So we can begin there, because I'm not asking you to feel like a fraud. But the second thing is, let's just look at ourselves about how we make choices. So when you go out to dinner, do you go to the cheapest possible restaurant, the one that has a C health rating and ptomaine poisoning out the wazoo and you have to eat standing up? When you bought your car, did you buy a 19-year-old used Yugo with rust spots all around it? It was the cheapest one. Anything that's important to us, we never buy the cheapest one. The cheapest one is the last resort, which is if it's a tie, then buy the cheapest one. If everything is the same, right? If there's 20 kinds of bottled water, buy the cheapest one because it's all the same. So if your motto is you can pick anyone and I'm anyone, then you better be the cheapest one. So when Home Depot rolls into town, the local hardware store gets killed because the local hardware store said, if you need a hammer, we got a hammer. And Home Depot said, we got the same hammer and it's half the price. People aren't idiots. They went to Home Depot. The independent hardware stores that survived didn't apologize for the fact that their hammers cost more. They bragged about the fact that their hammers cost more. The kind of person who shops at that hardware store is buying a story. They're not buying a hammer. And so if you're under price pressure, it's because you're not telling a good story. And people want your story. The right customers want your story because that's what they're shopping for.
Okay, Seth, we get it. So let's pretend that you are a bookkeeping firm. How could we help you tell a great story so a very specific client knows that you are exactly for them? Well, you could be a bookkeeper for fast-growing businesses. You would go out to the market and say, are you so busy you can't keep up? We are the battle-tested bookkeeping firm that knows how to keep the receipts straight so you can pour all of your energy into the growth that you can barely control. We got you. Bring your business to us. So now someone that's growing out of their mind, they know of all the bookkeepers, you're the one for me. Here's another example. You do bookkeeping, but this time I'm the bookkeeper for mission-driven nonprofits. Now, there's probably some nuances in the bookkeeping for a nonprofit, but it's still bookkeeping. You're just defining who is it for. Mission-driven nonprofits. So you would then go and do your marketing and say, if you're the CEO of a nonprofit and you want to make sure that the books are straight, but you're not sure who understands nonprofit accounting, right here, we're your guys. Simple stuff, right? You're kind of getting the hang of this now. Here's another one. We're the bookkeeper for exit-minded veteran entrepreneurs. So you've been building a business for the last 20 years, and in the next few years, you'd like to sell it. Okay, cool. We specialize in that. We will help you drive down your expenses and increase your revenue and clean up the books so when it's time to sell it to somebody else, the process is easy. Now, all three of those, it's just bookkeeping, but you're adding a story on top of it so you can specialize what you do for a specific audience. And to what Seth was saying, you can charge more. Distinguishing yourself from the competition is a competitive advantage. You need to do it. For the Small Business Advantage by Horicon Bank, I'm Pat Miller.